Shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all praise, honor, and glory to the Most High, Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushai, Ba'ashem HaKakwadash, and I want to say Shalom to Yakunakwat out there, pursuing this truth diligently. Coming at you once again with another lesson. And this one's on the topic of, you know, the women that have gotten entirely too comfortable in these end days. All right, specifically, really speaking about the so-called black woman, and you know, not only just getting too comfortable, but I mean, at the end of the day, it is all about getting comfortable. But it's the expectations of being treated a certain type of way, and the authority that they've, you know, usurped over man, really being, you know, all those privileges being stripped away from them, and them not really understanding how to handle that, right? And we're getting into that. And so I got a couple videos here that's just showing you really the state of Jake, all right, with their woman ruling over them, that I thought was just absolutely atrocious. And then a couple of them showing you how these women are surprised by, you know, consequence. So I got a couple videos here on Instagram that I went ahead and just sent over, and we're gonna go ahead and look through them, and Lord willing, to be edifying. So here, I guess we're gonna start up with this first one here. We'll grab a scripture right off the bat, which reads Isaiah 3, excuse me, and 12. It says, "As for my people, children are their oppressors, and women rule over them. O my people, they which lead thee cause thee to err, and destroy the way of thy paths." So we've gotten into a state where Eve, all right, has usurped authority over the man and has placed herself over the man, and men have basically just, you know, went along with it. All right, they've went along with it. There's another one. I'll grab it after we watch this lesson, but first address. Well, really, both of these go well, but I'll start with 26 in here in just a minute. So here, let's go ahead and play this video. This is by a guy named Big Duke 13. So it just shows you that, and they think it's cute, all right? They think it's funny, all right, having women over them, and it's really not. So let's go ahead and play these two, and they're played off as comedy videos, but it's just ridiculous, and it's not really even funny. It's just, that's how shit really is. So here you go. Oops.
When I get off Friday evening from work and I want to go out with the fellas, I'm going to go out with the fellas. And if I want to come back in 5 o'clock in the morning, that's what I'm going to do, because I'm the man of this house. I pay all the bills. Only thing you need to be saying to me is have a good night, and I'll see you in the morning.
That's what he said to his wife. I said, boy, you crazy?
You gotta be crazy. I know you want to talk to me like that.
Heck no. I did the dishes and stuff. You can get the trash?
Yeah, finish getting all the trash from upstairs, please.
Okay.
Thank you.
Another thing, when I get off Friday evening,
And you see the comments. It says, the pan was ready. This one says, that's the way it should be. You're a team. All right, a team, you know, isn't threatening by violence someone else. That's not a team. That's a toxic relationship. I'm liking that. It says, I think it's a skit, mate. It says, yeah, it's a skit. That's a reflection of some real life relationships. It's true. Absolutely. This person's white guy, right? Because the Edomites, they love that type of stuff. Their women are brutish. It says, I'm the man of the house when she's gone, right? He found his brain. Good job. A lot of people are just liking it. It says, I'm the man of my house. I run everything. The dishwasher, the vacuum cleaner, the laundry room, and I have the best lady in the world, a real sister. Sure. She making you say that? But when she's gone, I be talking. When she's here, I be quiet. You know, people think it's funny. All right? They think that, like, skits like this is funny, and it's not funny, because this is real shit that goes on, right? This is real shit that goes on. You can see it, as we're now going to get in first address 4 and 26. It says, yeah, many there be that have run out of their wits for women and become servants for their sakes. In verse 27, it says, many also have perished, have erred, and sinned for women. So this is not the natural order. And the women are wondering why their relationships aren't going well. Why relationships going so well? It's because you're in a mixed up order. Okay, it's just like you can't be a good parent when your kid says, Mom, I'm going out to the store. You can't tell me what to do. Well, that's not going to be, that child's not going to be raised properly because the order's out of alignment. Okay, the order is out of alignment. That child needs to be under the parent, all right? But you've allowed that child to usurp authority, all right, as you women have usurped authority over the man. And that's why, you know, when these women have placed themselves in the position of being a man, and then, you know, here they are now single mothers, and they can't control the kid because they let the kid do whatever, right? And that's, you know, I can't control this kid. Well, of course you can't control it because he's trying to usurp authority over you, and you can't really get that mad about it because, and I mean, it's wrong, but you usurped authority over the man. So how does it feel to have your authority usurped, all right, and stripped away from you, all right? So we don't even want to hear it. We don't even want to hear it, man. All right, because you didn't want to be with that man. You didn't want to do this. You wanted to get money, however it is. And you women, as we get closer and closer to this end, you're starting to feel the heat, man. You're starting to feel the heat. Now we got November. They're looking into cutting off food stamps completely. So you know the Jake woman's gonna be fucking in travail. All right, she's gonna be collapsing and screaming. We already have it happening all over social media. All right, screaming, "Who's supposed to pay for my kids?" You are. You're supposed to pay for your kids. If I had kids, I'd be responsible for paying for my kids. That's kind of how it goes, right? You're responsible, you know, who's supposed to feed my dog? Well, if I got a dog, I'm the one who's supposed to feed him, all right? I had them, I got them, all right? It's my responsibility. Now feed them. They're under my care, under my control. I'm supposed to be feeding them, right? So you're going to see it, man. You're going to see it. And the so-called black woman, you know, she's going to be one of the biggest partakers of taking that mark of the beast, right? She's going to be one of the biggest partakers because when they say, oh, no more food, well, how am I supposed to feed myself, my kid? And she doesn't have a man, all right? She's not going to, especially not an Israelite man that's in this truth that's going to tell you, hey, that's the mark of the beast. That's all a scam. Don't do it, all right? And you're going to be destroyed if you take it. They're not going to have any of that, all right? And you see how these so-called black women, he's oh, well, it's always talking about the black. Well, yeah, well, who do you see talking about it? The so-called black woman. Always talking about the Hebrew Israelites are a bunch of scams. My testimony on getting away from the Hebrew Israelites. Hebrew Israelites are a bunch of false prophets. Hebrew Israelites this, Hebrew Israelites that, all the time. It's always the so-called Negro woman, all right? Always just talking about, talking shit about the Lord and talking shit about this truth. You can go and look, all right? You can go and look. Here's a brother that puts up a lot of videos about, you know, people talking negatively about the truth and all this. Look, Hebrew Israelites believe God loves or hates based on skin color. That's a lie. Look, black woman. What else do we have? Response to Hebrew Israelites. Black woman. All right, what's this one? Hebrew Israelites made me deconstruct from Christianity and scorn the Bible. Black woman. All right, who else can we get? Hebrew Israelites is not of God. It's idolatry. Black woman. All right, so you so-called black woman, man, you N-dubs, man, you're going to have a badass situation when you get to the end. And you don't have anybody to instruct you, nobody to guide you, and you're going to be looking for a man, searching for a man, because you know you're going to be fucking assed out without one, and you're not going to be able to find one, because everyone's going to remember your actions, man. All right? And even if we didn't see your actions or know your actions, if we're men of the Lord in that day, Lord, when we are, you know, the Lord could have a flash come into our mind, all right? And, you know, see how you acted on social media or how you acted in public. We could have a flash and a vision of how you were as a person. We say, nah, get away from us, you harlot. All right? So, you know, that's what's going to be, because you thought shit like this was funny. All right, and you men are just as complacent with this bullshit, all right, because you men allow this fucking shit to go down. Oh, well, I can't really do anything about it. Yep, and that's why you got to fucking tuck your dick in between your goddamn thighs and walk around like a pussy, all right, because you ain't got no fucking cojones, all right? You ain't got no fucking balls, man. You're a bitchified, pussed out fucking pussy. You're a bitch, man. That's what you really are. You're always worried about, I ain't no bitch, man. I ain't no bitch. I ain't bitch made, motherfucker. Who you talking about? But when you go into your house, you're a bitch. All right, you are bitch made. All right, by your wife. Okay, over here trying to act all tough. But when the woman comes around, okay, LaQuisha, I'll do whatever you want, baby. Ridiculous.
Bitch, what's for dinner?
We have hot honey chicken.
Hey, bitch, what's for dinner?
I got it. Hey, bitch, what's for dinner? You got it. You see this ring, nigga? You see this ring? Please. Yeah. Oh, shit. Now I'm about to go to work. You make sure my dinner ready. All right?
Hey, bitch, what's for dinner?
We have hot honey chicken.
Hey, bitch, what's
I mean, are there things humorous in a way? Yeah, there's things that are humorous, but ultimately, I mean, washing the grill with his face was kind of funny. But this you shouldn't even allow this type of joke to be going out, man. It's ridiculous. Okay? You see people say, this is really bad. She didn't hit him hard enough. Don't say him. He don't want to be saved. She washed the stove with your face. You know, he hit the silent Norbit scream. It's a miracle he's still alive. You know, so on and so forth. When he covered his face when practicing, he should have known that was his outer action trying to shut him up. You know, and who said this? Let's go and check. Oh, well. All right. Black woman. All right. And she, her. She like, you know, they like to use those fucking pronouns too. The black woman, you can get them on board with fucking anything. You can get them on board with anything. My name's LaQuisha. I'm a she, her, she, them. Fuck off, man. This is ridiculous, man. You're very easily persuaded. All right, that's why the serpent got your ass in the kingdom in the first place, because you're very easily persuaded. You don't have no values at the end of the day. Okay, you don't have no values at the end of the day. Your values are force-fed to you. All right, and you'll do whatever that you feel like doing. Okay. So, we already got that one. But yeah, man, it's simple at the end of the day. And a woman should not be doing that, all right, over a man. This is 1 Timothy 2:12. It says, "But I suffer not a woman to teach, nor to usurp authority over the man, but to be in silence." What does it mean to usurp authority? We can go and get chat right here, all right, as you hear the apostles talking it, calling it chat, right? So you can go and get it. What does it mean to usurp authority? And it means to basically take a position of authority that is not yours, all right, without rights, and, you know, throw yourself into that position. For example, if someone was a king, you start putting yourself as a king and say, no, you're on the bottom. No, you're trying to usurp. You're trying to jump the gun. You're trying to play. Here it is. You're on a lower position, and you're trying to forcibly put yourself into a position that is not given to you, right? So let's get it. I'll just read it as it's going. It says, to usurp authority means to take power or control that you do not have the right to take, especially by force, manipulation, or without proper permission. And that's what these women are doing. All right, they do it by force. Like, I'm going to beat your ass, motherfucker. Don't you ever do that to me. Right? And they'll hit you in the face with a pot or a pan or a colander or whatever they can hit you with, right? Manipulation, you know, and like, oh, we run a world, we the women. All right, you wouldn't have nothing if it wasn't for women. If it wasn't for your mama, you would never, you know, all that manipulation, right? And trying, you know, hold out box, right? And trying to do a whole bunch of shit. And so, you know, please, can I just get a little sniff, please, right? That's what they do, you know, trying to hold out on people. So you they'll get you into that fucking, you know, they if we just hold out, we don't give them no kitty cat, and they eventually gonna call back to us. And you simp ass man, you should have went and just found someone that was low enough and degenerate enough to sell it to you. All right, that's what you should have found. And now that's a whole thing. Now women have just become whores in all sorts of ways. And the men keep on giving into it. All right. So, breaking it down, usurp means to seize something, usually power or a position, illegally or unfairly. Authority refers to the right to make decisions, give orders, and control others, right? It says in politics, a general might usurp authority by taking over the government in a military coup. In a workplace, an employee might usurp authority over their boss by making decisions they weren't authorized to make. In religion, some debates over gender roles in churches use the phrase when discussing whether something is overstepping traditional or scriptural boundaries. So they didn't want to talk about that one too much. All right, they didn't want to talk about it, and if they did, they would try to downplay it. Watch. Go into the religious version a bit more. It says usurp authority, and most commonly discussed in relation to biblical teaching about roles within the church, especially gender relation to gender roles. And of course, it gets 1 Timothy 2:12. It says, what does usurp authority mean in this verse? Usurp authority has been variously translated and debated. Of course, it's been debated. It does not mean just having authority, but taking it in a way that is domineering, inappropriate, or legitimate. Some interpretations suggest it refers to improper assertion of authority, not authority itself. That's a lie. Women are not to have authority. Okay, complementarian view believes that men and women are equal, but have different roles. That's not true either. Interprets usurp authority to mean a woman should not take on a teaching or governing role over men in the church. Thus, women should not be pastors, elders, or preachers to mixed-gendered congregations. Egalitarian, and we're not going to get into all these different views because it means what it means. All right, you can see the scripture. It means what it means. But I suffer not a woman to teach, nor to usurp authority over the man, but to be in silence. So that's just talking about teaching. No, it says I suffer not a woman to teach. All right, nor to. If I say, oh, you cannot drink the orange juice, nor can you drink the grape juice. That means you can't do either of those things. All right. So, but I suffer not a woman to teach, so a woman cannot teach, all right, nor to usurp authority over the man, but to be in silence. So a woman cannot teach, and she cannot usurp authority over the man. It's not just related to teaching, okay? Nor means is a contrasting thing. You cannot use the orange cup, nor can you use the blue cup, all right? You can't do either of those things, and a woman cannot teach, nor can she usurp authority over the man, okay? But what can she be? But to be in silence. So... and they do that, but women have gotten really comfortable, all right, with getting their way, okay? Because again, like the scriptures we read earlier, you know, men have become servants for their sakes, men have become sinners for their sakes, you know, and they become, you know, their oppressors are women and children, okay, essentially. So women have gotten used to, you know, being treated specially. You know, they're the first in this, they're the first in that. They're more likely to get food stamps. They're more likely to get government aid. They're more likely to get on Section 8. They're more likely to get this. They're more likely to get that. They're more likely, all the way around. All right, a woman that is a single woman with a child is more likely to get help than a man that kept the child. All right, say if there was a custody battle, all right, first of all, in the custody battle, the woman's already more likely to get the child. Okay, she's already more likely to get the child. There's been cases where women were drug addicts, okay, didn't have a job, okay, and they got the child. Meanwhile, the father's clean and he has a job, and the woman got it. Oh, it's the woman's child because she birthed it. Well, no, she birthed it, but it's not her child. All right, she wasn't the one that shot the seed. All right, she wasn't the one that put the seed. But you know, you can say, oh, well, who planted the seed? Okay, all you did was water it. Okay, if it wasn't, you wouldn't have a seed to water. Okay, you wouldn't have a seed to water in the first place if it wasn't for the person that planted the seed. Okay, and that seed, all right, is who it really belongs to. The child belongs to the father, not the mother. Okay, that's the father's seed line. Okay, that's not the woman's seed line. Okay, that's the child is of the father. Okay, we've talked about that, and I probably want to talk about that again because I want to do another lesson about tares, because there's a lot of them on a lot of tares and coons all over fucking Uncle Ruckus ass, Uncle Remus ass motherfuckers on Instagram, all right, that just, you know, sticking up for the white man or are secretly Edomites that are just covered in a chocolate coating, right? And they have a lot of that. And, you know, and Jake's too simple to understand who's their people and not. They'll say, oh, you know, that white person, you know, that you know, is teaching the Bible and talks about, you know, the true names of the Father and the Son. You know, he's just a white person. He ain't anything. But that African over there that says he hates black people and doesn't want anything to do with those stupid ass jigaboos, that's our brother. You're dumb, man. You're dumb. Our people are, like it says, my people are foolish. Okay. And another one, it said, man, there's so many scriptures. All right, backsliding children. There's just so many scriptures that I can go and get, but. You know, our people are stupid, man. Our people are stupid. Okay, who's our people? The so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans. Okay, regardless of what you look like, some of us look white, some of us look like Akon over here, all right, or Wesley Snipes. Okay, but at the end of the day, it don't matter what you look like. It's about bloodline. So that's why I want to do another one about bloodline and deal with these terrors. Because Jake's simple, and Jake's not gonna get it. Jake's not gonna get it. You know, the only thing that Jake's gonna get is fucking destroyed. Okay. So let's go ahead and play this and see how these so-called black women are acting at the end of these days. All right, because you know their privileges that they've been wrongfully given. All right, because men have been complacent, and you know it's all been institutionalized. All right, the white man set it up. The so-called white man, Edomite. All right, because not all of them are just white looking, But the so-called white man, the Edomite, set up all these institutions and all these things to strip the black man of his household, all right, and then place in all these benefits, okay? And so they've gotten used to, being able to do whatever they want and have no repercussions, okay? No repercussions ever, and they don't feel guilty. They don't feel bad about what they do. They just do it, and then when they get called out, they say, What do you mean? This ain't how it's supposed to be. This is never how it's supposed to be. You get your hands off me, right? Because they're not used to not getting their way, all right? They're used to always getting their way, hitting their man and not getting hit back, taking things and not getting in trouble, right? That's what women in general, not just the so-called Negro woman, women in general, all right, have gotten comfortable with thinking, oh, I just get to get away with everything. And here in the end days, you don't get to get away with everything. All right, those privileges are starting to slough off, and you're starting to realize, you're starting to feel it a little bit. You're starting to feel it a little bit. Let's go ahead and play these.
Stop touching me! Do not touch me! Don't touch me! Don't touch me!
450. Do not pull away.
Sir, stop touching me!
Stop pulling away.
You didn't give me a chance to talk! No! Stop touching me!
Miss Payne?
Stop touching me!
You better.
Stop touching me! Sir, I'm telling you, where's my mom? Don't touch me! 426. Stop touching me!
You are under arrest.
Stop touching me! Stop touching me!
Stop.
Stop it. Come on, baby. Don't do that. Don't do that.
Call my mama.
Okay, I'm gonna get your mama, but you stop.
In your hand.
I'm gonna get your mama, so you just.
You got. Come on. Get up,
You're
man.
gonna have to. Come on.
Now she starts crying. Why? Because she didn't get her way. All right. It says a woman got arrested after depositing a fake $50,000 check into her account at the bank. The lady refused to be arrested and puts up a fight against the officer. And it says, I love when they commit crimes and then play the victim. They referring to black people, and that's just coming from a position of racism, is what it is. With them, right? It's all, when you see these type of things, it's not Jake that talks about it, because Jake, they don't care. All right. It's just gonna be a bunch of white people that say, see, right? We demand body cams. They'll show the truth. But it's a lot of white people. All right. Georgia Floyd. A lot of people. What do they always? Hey man, you Edomites do it a lot too, and you fucking crackers show no remorse either. So you have no business really saying anything, because you do the same shit, and then you fucking cry when you get caught. I didn't mean it. You're the fucking same. You're the same. Where do you think the fucking black woman learned it from? She's the fucking white man's pit bull at the end of the day. Where do you think she fucking learned all that fucking shit? From you, Esau. From you.
Stop. Don't come up to me like that. Get in the elevator. Get in the elevator.
That is weird. I don't want to be here. There's not a black person in sight.
Let's go. Out.
You kicked us out.
Let's go.
threatening me.
What was the
Let's go.
Get off me.
No.
Get off me, officer! Get off of me! I know my rights!
No, you need to go.
Get off me!
This is your last
Get your
one.
hands off
If
me.
you don't, you are going to get arrested.
Because of
Do
what?
you understand?
Arrested for what? I'm gonna sue you.
Go.
Because I wanna know what it is.
Stop. Stop. Okay.
Get the off of me. Get off of me.
Come on.
Get off of me.
Come on.
Get off of me.
Come
Get
on.
off of me.
Let's
Get
go.
off of me. You're not putting me on the monitor.
Stop.
Listen to me. I didn't.
Listen to me, get off me, stop, listen to me. It's not getting her way, and it's making her freak out. All right, and that's how it is with these women, especially these so-called black women, because the so-called black women, they've been lied to about, oh, you're an independent woman, you're strong, you don't need a man, you don't need this, you can do whatever you want, and so now they have the idea that they can do whatever they want. All right, they don't need a man, and that they're above the law. Like it says, when an entitled woman thinks she's above the law. Exactly. All right. And you see, it's a lot of Edomites. All right. It says black women wonder why even black men don't want them. All right, but it's a lot of white people just talking, right? You can see they're all little fucking mayonnaise cream, little fucking cream puff devils. All right. Oh my God, shut up, man! You look like you fucking fuck your father for a living, okay? So you need to shut up. All right, over here, you live in a hillbilly ass, podunk ass fucking town, right? That's what you need to fucking do. God damn. But yeah, man. So 1 Corinthians 11:9 says, neither was the man. We actually get up for verse 8. It says, for the man is not of the woman, but the woman of the man. Now in 1 Corinthians 11 and verse 9, neither was the man created for the woman, but the woman for the man. So there you go. Pretty plain. Got it all there. And you know, that's just how it is, man. And they're starting to lose it. They're starting to lose it. You women are starting to lose all your privileges. It's funny, you know. No one's taking your bullshit anymore. Here's this one.
This is for the fact that you're a white man and I'm a black woman. I have less privilege than you. Thank you.
Oh, I feel bad, man.
What have I ever done to anybody in my life to deserve this? I never did anything in my life to hurt anybody. Literally, a man asked me for my number. I said no, and he picked up a brick in front of so many men and was like, what you gonna do? And I told all these men, like, yo, why this man got a brick on my face? And he's... You ever fuck with me, I don't think I ever again.
Yeah. And then fucking, you know, and you know, you can't even make these things up. You can't even make these things up. All right, can't even make these things up. It's just ridiculous. The black woman is completely destroyed. Doing the twerking shit. You know who does the twerking? Some people know who does the twerking. All right, you can go and look that up. Where the twerking came from. All right, so it says it goes around, comes around. And just because Esau is the devil, don't mean you can go around slapping him without repercussions. Okay, if I go and say, "Hey, you Edomite devil," and I fucking sock someone in the jaw, I'm probably gonna get my ass whooped. All right, so yeah, man, freedom of speech or freedom of action is not freedom of consequence. Okay, so and you just got your ass fucked up with a fucking brick. All right, the brick deserved better. Clueless entitled person is upset because they say karma visitor thoughts and chairs. Right, that's what they say. But hey, man, you know, Esau, you know, your time's coming too, man. So I wouldn't be that the pride go before a fall. You watching someone else go, ha ha, see what happened to you, ha ha, see what happened to you, and then you're not making do and changing your ways. That same thing's gonna happen to you, okay? Because you're examining these other people, but you're not changing your ways, right? You can't commentate on someone doing wrong when you're out there doing wrong still, Esau. So what are you talking about, all right? And here's another one, and then we're going to get the rest of the scriptures and close out. All right, a little shorter one today.
My kids have not eaten in 5 days. It is the taxpayer's responsibility to take care of my kids. Trump done cut no food stamps off.
If you're poor, don't have kids, okay? If you're struggling, don't have kids. Don't bring more in. If you already have them, that's another situation. If you don't have them, don't bring any in. And if you have two, don't go having another one. If you have one, don't go having two more.
So
That lady was smart. That lady was smart. Showing you that there are some black women out there that actually that aren't complete messes, but a lot of the mainstream ones, the ones that, you know, standard so-called black women, all right, they just cannibalize their you know, themselves, acting the same, all right, and doing repeat behaviors, all right, in a cycle, and they act all the fucking same. But there's some that get out of that fucking mold, all right. It's the same thing with the men that get out that mold, all right. And then the people that have gotten out that mold are routinely hated by those that are in the same fucking mold, in the same printing press, the ignorant Negro, all right, printing press, all right, and the ignorant Latino printing press, and the ignorant Native American printing press, that they just want to keep you in that fucking mindset. And you guys are a bunch of racists. You just rate, you know, no, a racist wouldn't try to help you, okay? A racist wants you to stay how you are, okay? Because they want to continuously see you destroyed, okay? Or they say, y'all just reading the white man's book. It ain't the white man's book. If the white man really understood what was in the book, he would have it destroyed, okay? It wouldn't even be out there. Okay, but he can't read it because he don't have the Holy Spirit. But you want to stay in that same mindset. You want to stay as that old man enough, not put off the old man and put on the new. You want to continue to stay in the institutionalized, racist-ass system that they set up for so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans to keep your ass destroying yourselves time and time again into a routine wheel that you continuously run on and never want to see outside of. And then you say, oh, well, all this racism, you're a product of it. Okay, black culture is Edomite culture. All right, you never liked that. All right, go and look at how the slaves act. They never acted like that. They weren't stealing. They weren't lying. They weren't making rap music. All right, they weren't throwing it back and twerking and doing all this shit and wearing skimpy little outfits. They weren't doing that. So where did and they were so-called black folk. Where did the culture came from? Well, they had a culture strip. No, then where do you think wings came from and fried chicken? All these different things. All that part of culture. Yeah, that stuff came out of slavery. But Jake wasn't acting like that back then. Okay, so you can't say, oh, well, it's just the way we've always been. No, it's not the way Jake's always been. That's some shit that the white man put on you, and now you love it and you protect it and you don't want it to be taken away because that's blackness. You're right, black. It is black. Void of light. All right, it's void of light, and they put that term on you, and you love being black. Black is beautiful. Black is better. Black this, black that, black this, black that. You don't even know that was all terms that, we weren't always considered white people and black people and all this. All right, those were terms that were put out there, all right, because white means pure, black means dark, okay? And you love to protect that title of darkness and evilness, okay? Meanwhile, you're fine with the white people being pure and light and holy, right? But you don't ever want to strip out of that term, and you're not even black, okay? Your hair is closer to black than your skin is, all right? With this hair isn't even fully black. You can, or her hair at least, you can see little bits of like brownish spots in it. All right, very, very extremely dark. All right, most Jake do have black hair. All right, but their skin isn't. All right, or else their skin would be the same color as their hair. All right, ain't nobody walking around with this color skin, this Raiders hat. All right, that's black. All right, even the Africans aren't that color. They turn like a bluish color. Okay, no one's that color. All right, and nobody's white. No one's the color of these letters. I've never seen that. Not even a dead person with all the blood that's spilled out of their body is that pale. Okay, no one's that. There's no black people. There's no white people. It don't exist. Okay, they don't exist. But they've got you all in this fucking lie. All right, in this system, and now they're taking away that system that they've set you up on and kept you on, and now you're freaking out.
They say 2 million is getting cut off this month for the scamps. I'm about to go find out if I'm in that number, in that ratio.
It's been day 5 and I have not received no food stamps. My disability checks is on hold. My cash benefits is not coming no more. They're still pending. It is the taxpayer's job to pay for my kids to eat and for my kids to be taken care of. I have over 2,000 followers on TikTok and I can't get not one person to send me 50 cents. If you're watching video and you can't send me nothing, I'm blocking you. My kids have not eaten in 5 days. It is the taxpayers.
There you go. So you see, they're losing it, and it's coming at a time of these end days. It's gonna only get worse. This is Isaiah 32:9. It says, "Rise up, ye women that are at ease. Hear my voice, ye careless daughters. Give ear unto my speech. Many days and years shall ye be troubled, ye careless women, for the vintage shall fail, the gathering shall not come. Tremble, ye women that are at ease, be troubled, ye careless ones, strip you and make you bare, and gird sackcloth upon your loins. They shall lament for the teats, for the pleasant fields, for the fruitful vine." They're gonna, long for the times that have passed. All right, remember how things were? Right? It says, "Upon the land of my people shall come up thorns and briars, yea, upon all the houses of joy in the joyous city." So, we can continue on. It says in verse 14, it says, "Because the palaces shall be forsaken, the multitude of the cities shall be left, the forts and towers shall be for dens forever, a joy of wild asses, a pasture of flocks, until the Spirit be poured upon us from on high, and the wilderness be a fruitful field, and upon the fruitful field be counted for a forest." So yeah, man, and a lot of you women, you're gonna long for those times, because there ain't gonna be, especially as we get further and further into Jacob's trouble and the food shortages and the famines start happening, right? Then the women that are even out there working, the strong, independent, single women, right, that are out there working 3 jobs, they're not gonna be able to get any food. And you know what you're gonna do? You're gonna take that mark. All right, you're gonna take that mark, the mark of the beast. All right, no man shall buy or sell save he that had the mark or the number of his name. Okay, so is that? Let me see. I'm gonna go read it. Is it the number of his name? Yeah. So, verse 16, Revelation 13 and 16. And he causeth all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark in their right hand or in their foreheads, and that no man might buy or sell save he that had the mark or the name of the beast or the number of his name. Okay, and that's dealing with the RFID microchips going to be implanted in your skin. Okay, primarily in your right or left hand or your forehead. All right, primarily most people are right-handed, so it's going to be your right hand, or if you're disabled, it can be in your forehead, so it can be scanned, you know, without you having to get up or stand up or anything like that. But some people get it in their left hand, some people get it on their arm, all right, or their wrist, all right, and other places. It doesn't matter. It matters, you know, that you got it at the end of the day. Okay, you know, like it says, and that no man might buy or sell save he that had the mark or the name of the beast or the number of his name. So if you got it, you got it. That's it. All right. Here is wisdom. Let him that hath understanding count the number of the beast, for it is the number of a man, and his number is 666. And of course that's Esau's favorite number. Okay. Back to 16. And he causeth all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark in their right hand or in their foreheads. So everybody, doesn't matter if you're free, doesn't matter if you're in jail, doesn't matter if you're a person of great stature or not, doesn't matter. Okay. And these women are going to be some of the first people to get it. The so-called black woman is going to be one of the biggest participators in getting that shit, because she gotta feed herself and feed the kids. I come first, right? That's the black woman's motto, right? Me, all right. I come first. It's about me. So you're going to take that, because you're going to take yourself and you're not going to care about the Lord or the man or anything like that. You're going to take that so you can eat. And I won't be surprised if in that time, you know, you'll probably still see a little bit of some social media. Don't be surprised if you see, I went and got mine. I need to provide for myself. I ain't going to be doing none of that, you know. And you're like, yeah, you go, girl. I went and got mine too, right? Don't be surprised. Don't be surprised. So 2nd Esdras 6 and 22 and 25. But that's only going to happen for a time and for a season, man. Because before that, we're going to have, you know, it's going to look like there's nothing. All right, you won't be able to buy nothing. And then after that, there's going to be, you know, it's going to even get worse. It's going to come time, and it's going to look like there's a lot of food. There's going to be a famine, and they say, oh, if you get this mark, you know, they're not going to say it like that. They're going to call it whatever they end up branding it as, DigiChip or however they want to call it. If you get the DigiChip, you know, you'll be able to, we'll be able to verify and secure food access for you. Right? You know how Esau is. Let's go and get a scripture about that. His words, right here. Psalms 55 and 21. The words of his mouth were smoother than butter, but war was in his heart. His words were softer than oil, yet were they drawn swords. So they say, yeah, you know, we won't be able to unfortunately provide access to everybody unless you go ahead and get the DigiChip, and that way we can secure, you know, secure and put you into a national database that we have stored on a blockchain to make sure everybody's evenly getting a distribution of food. But unfortunately, if you don't get the DigiChip, there's not going to be a way that we can get you into our system and we can rightfully distribute this food and make sure that it's getting to you. So at this time, we are going to ask that, you know, people go ahead and do it, and it's going to be optional at first. Okay, it's going to be optional at first, and then it's going to come to a time where you're going to need it, all right? And that time where you're going to need it is right when they say you're not going to be able to get the food, right? It's going to be optional at first. You know, you're not going to be anything with food or anything like that. You'll just be able, you might have some benefits if you get it, right? But, you know, after that, it's going to come to a time where we're not going to be able to secure food for you unless we can get you on that blockchain, so we can get you in the number, get you as a number and assign a number to you, so we can see, you know, how about we can go about distributing food in this time of crisis, yada, yada, yada. Okay, that's how it's going to go, more than likely. So 2nd Esdras 6 and 22 through 25, verse 22 says, and suddenly shall the sown places appear unsown, and the full storehouses shall suddenly be found empty, and the trumpet shall give a sound, which when every man heareth, they shall be suddenly afraid. We'll continue on. Verse 24, and it says, at that time shall friends fight against one another like enemies, and the earth shall stand in fear with those that dwell therein. The springs of the fountains shall stand still, and in 3 hours they shall not run. Whosoever remaineth from all these that I have told thee shall escape and see my salvation and the end of your world. So, but these women are going to be rushing around. They're going to be trying to do everything they can. All right, they're going to be trying to look for a man. And as we get even further into the end days, they're going to be really trying to get a man. They're going to be desperately trying to get a man. All right, especially when the bombs start dropping, and you know, right before the bombs start dropping, they're going to be trying to get a man because they know it's their ass if they don't have one. Isaiah 4:1, and in that day 7 women shall take hold of one man, saying, we will eat our own bread and wear our own apparel. Only let us be called by thy name to take away our reproach. Our reproach is, you know, a punishment, essentially, a reproach. Let's go and define it.
Reproach.
All right, a rebuke, a reproof. All right, disapproval or disappointment, an upbraiding, a criticism. Right, that's they're roasting. All right, that's what, you know, it says a slap on the wrist, but you know, they're a punishment. All right, they want it taken away, so they're gonna be trying to have a man, you know, so they can, you know, be saved from that. Okay, and it ain't gonna go the way you women want it to go, man, because a lot of these men are gonna turn you down. All right, and you can say, oh, blah blah blah, what about this, what about that, and all. Man, look, the elect at the end of the day is gonna eat. They're not gonna even have to take the chip. All right, my people shall eat, my servants shall eat, but you shall be hungry, my servants shall drink, but you shall be thirsty, roughly paraphrasing. So, and we know the Lord's not a man like man that should lie. Okay, so you're not gonna even need that chip. All right, not if you're if the Lord's dealing with you. All right, so Matthew 24:19 through 21, and it says, verse 19, and woe unto them that are with child, and to them that give suck in those days. But pray ye that your flight be not in the winter, neither on the Sabbath day, for then shall be great tribulation, such as was not since the beginning of the world to this time, no, nor ever shall be. It's going to be the worst time that's ever has been and ever will be. All right, and a lot of these, as it says in verse 19, woe unto them that are with child, and to them that give suck in those days. A lot of single women, all right, a lot of pregnant women, a lot of single women with these kids, and they're going to be in a bad situation. They're not going to have a man. It's just going to be bad, man. Like it says in 21, for then shall be great tribulation, such as was not since the beginning of the world to this time, no, nor ever shall be. So it's going to be a worse time that it was ever since the beginning of the world to the time we're in now, and that it should ever be ever, right? So, and these women, they think they can do it all by themselves, but your little privileges are running out, Eve. All right, so now's the time to really put all that shit off and start being decent and repenting and turning back to the Lord. But you won't. A lot of you won't. All right, Eve is one of the biggest haters of the Lord. All right, mind you, she's the first one that went off. All right, and through her we all die. Through sin entered the world through the woman. Okay, all because she wanted to be rebellious. And that same serpent spirit that deceived her was that same spirit that Esau has. Okay, so she loves the white man. She's not going to turn her back on him. She'd rather turn her back on the Lord like she did in the garden. So that's just how it is. But you wise women, you know, you wise women, you're already here. All right, if you're wise, okay. And hey, man, don't try to, you know, even help these other women like that, because they're not going to listen to you. They're going to say, oh, sister, you've been brainwashed by the man. You've been brainwashed by that Christian madness and that Hebrew Israelite. All that is to make you a slave and keep you in a blah, 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 blah. They don't like being left out, so they're going to try to destroy you by taking you down with them and try to take you out of that because they don't want to be left alone. All right, they can't get it, so they don't want you to get it. Don't listen to them, man. If you have friends like that, I'd recommend just fucking cutting their asses off and not even talking to them. Don't even speak to them, right? Don't even go around them. It's that simple, right? So that's a lesson, all right? We're going to close out there. Lord, what was edifying. Once again, I want to give all praise, honor, and glory to the Most High, Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushai, Ba'ashem Akakwadash. I want to say shalom to your brothers and sisters out there. Keep enduring. Keep the faith. We're almost out of here. Till next one, Lord willing. Shalom.